let's talk about one of my favorite games, God of War Ragnarok. Mind you, I also will be talking about past games, which will help kind of bring the story kind of together. But in God of War Ragnarok, we have Kratos, which is interpreted as the, quote, God of War, which he earns this title by, in the first three games, killing literally majority of the gods, such as Zeus, Poseidon, Hades, Hermes, etc. Also causing major tragedy through all of Greece. But that's besides the point. After all this, he, in God of War 2018, he is older, more wise. He loses his wife, but he also has a son. His name is Atreus. And what they do to set up God of War 2018 and God of War Ragnarok is they use something called mocap, also known as motion capture, which they take the voice actors, put them in full body suits with dots all over it, and then put dots in their face to mark spots to capture expression such as happiness, sadness, etc., and use it for the cinematic elements of the game. But in all the fighting stuff, that's all something that they take care of themselves, which does take extra time. But here's a clip of behind the scenes on what it looks like to have this being done.
It's squishy and prickly too. Kind of like a cat's tongue. Oh!
Sit down! This is not a game. Hang on, boy!
Okay!
Stay calm, boy!
I am! This is great!
Gekanu Guthusenu. Is it speaking?
It's the world serpent!
The whole story of God of War is actually really interesting. Not because of all what Kratos does, but because the way they capture everything. And when they capture it, they take it, use those things to show everything, which is really awesome. So here's a side-by-side clip of the behind the scenes and what's actually in the game.
Why'd you say nothing?
From the actual trailer.
I think I'm weak because I'm not like you. I know I was never what you wanted. But after all this, I thought maybe things were different.
You do not know everything, boy.
No. But at least I know the truth now.
The truth. The truth.
Now, mind you, there are a lot of other stuff that go into making these games, but that's kind of besides the point. The whole point is the whole story behind everything, the whole character development and everything like that. So we have Kratos, like I've talked about before. His whole character is really vengeful in the main three games due to the fact that he went through a lot of struggle before he became a god. And after Zeus had tricked him into killing his wife and daughter in his life, he got really mad and started going on a killing spree to get his vengeance on the gods that betrayed him. Now this all changes in God of War 2018, where he is a older and wiser version of his old self. Now he has less vengeance in himself, which is because he had a new wife, he had a son, and as the game plays through, we meet new characters. We meet Baldur, which is the son of Freya. And then we also then meet Mimir, which is all-seeing, and is, weirdly enough, also one of my favorite characters. And he was bound to a tree, but we also then find out that he was bound to the tree because Odin saw him as a traitor. So Mimir asked Kratos to chop off his head and take him to Freya, which kind of likes him at the time, and reanimates the head of Mimir. And so Mimir has always been a constant ally. Freya, on the other hand, kind of switches a little bit after Kratos kills her son, and then later in God of War Ragnarok, she regains his trust. They regain their relationship. Then they haven't necessarily killed that many gods yet. They kill Baldur. They kill Magni and Modi, which Magni and Modi are Thor's sons. Well, Atreus kills one of them, and Kratos kills the other one because they're mad that, they killed the other brother. And at the end of God of War 2018, Thor shows up at the door, which then we finally see the rest of it in God of War Ragnarok. And Thor shows up, obviously really angry, and Kratos and Thor have a fight, which is honestly really cool because there's a whole lightning thing, and I think that was really cool how they managed to get that whole effect of how it froze the lightning. And here's a clip of the lightning thing happening, because I feel like that's like one of the coolest things ever on how they captured that.
This is for Modi! You put him last, even in death! The you say? Modi sought us in fear of you. He died of the wounds you gave him. Oh, we got a model father here. This feels familiar. What? Don't matter.
Now, also one thing I think about what they did for Mimir, or how I feel like they did it, was honestly really interesting because there was less they had to worry about due to the fact Mimir is literally just ahead, so there's a lot less to do for getting expression during cutscenes and all that stuff. So, one, it's always easier for that character to just be made and have it being worried about. But in the end, God of War Ragnarok has always just been a really cool game. How they captured everything, how they used the original Kratos, not design, but how they took old Kratos and then had a more mature Kratos in the end. And taking from that, we end up having a great game. We've had plenty of YouTubers play the game. We have Jacksepticeye, which I love him, and he saw the game for what it was, and I enjoyed that. And I also saw, in my mind, that even though I didn't have PlayStation 5 or a PlayStation of any sort, that I was still able to enjoy the experience of how it looked and how I felt personally about the game. Even though I didn't play it myself personally, I still got to know the story, etc. And I feel like that was just enough to make things go over the edge for my mind about how things went for the game. All in all, God of War is one of the best games. If you disagree, you're very wrong. Thank you.